Being the most sinister death that has happened in a while, this crime falls out of a fictional scene you might have seen on TV. On the 16th of August, 2022, the body of a young woman, aged 23, was found in a vehicle in Ingolstadt, Germany. This woman was thought to be the beauty blogger, Sharaban K, but nothing prepared the populace for what was going to be discovered in a few hours. Apparently, it wasn't Sharaban. So who was it then? Let's find out today on another true crime episode you don't want to miss. Stay with us as we unravel this puzzling mystery. But before we continue, we'd like you to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more true crime content. On the 16th of August 2022, residents of Ingolstadt heard sudden screams which came out as a surprise to everyone. They stepped out and found a couple close to a parked Mercedes with tinted windows. No one knew how the car got there, who packed it, or how it was related to the people standing next to it. Soon enough, it was discovered that these were the parents of Sharaban K, who were in search of their daughter. They had just found their daughter dead in her car, or that's what they thought. The beauty blogger, who is a bit popular on social media, had been married off by her parents to her husband. It seemed that this was not a match she favored. However, she needed to marry with respect to her parents' wishes under Yazidi laws. Now, while this might look like she took matters into her own hands and killed herself, it is far from the truth. Sharaban wanted to leave her marriage and escape her husband. This prompted her to move from Ingolstadt to her parents' house, where things might have gotten out of hand. Sharaban K contacted her old boyfriend and decided to meet for a conversation. And that was the last time her parents heard from her. The next time her parents found her was in her Mercedes, dead and disfigured. The residents contacted emergency services, and soon enough, they arrived. The police got the body out, and just like her parents, they thought it was Sharaban. Imagine the shock on their faces when the autopsy said otherwise. It wasn't Sharaban in any way, and the DNAs did not match. Well, while this was good news for her parents, it presented a dilemma to the police. What had happened? Who is this woman who looks like Sharaban K? And why was she found dead in Sharaban's car? Everyone wanted to know what happened, and soon enough, the police were able to find out. Since it was established that the dead woman was not Sharaban, the police focused their efforts on finding the real Sharaban. Where was this lady and why was her car missing without her raising an alarm or contacting the police? In the evening of the incident, the police were able to arrest Sharaban for questioning, and after some time, a certain Shakir K, Sharaban's boyfriend, was also arrested. Now, while the police were trying to track down Sharaban and Shakir, they were also trying to find out who the dead woman was, and they eventually did. The dead woman was a 23-year-old Algerian national living in Heilbronn. Her name is Khadija O, and she's also a beauty influencer. With the same age and face as Shahraban's, the death of this woman points to a more sinister plot orchestrated by unknown people, or Shahraban and her boyfriend, Shakir. After getting picked up, Shahraban and her boyfriend decided not to say anything to the police. While this was a stumbling block, it never stopped the investigations. Police continued the search for a murder weapon around the site of the murder. Although this proved unsuccessful, they found something else. In a video obtained from a street camera, Sharaban was staying outside a pizzeria before she was arrested. The witness said she showed a lot of worry and cried while she sat in front of the shop, and then she left in a car. Based on this, the police knew something was definitely off about Sharaban. While they were not far from the truth, it still didn't make the truth less surprising. After proper investigations, it was discovered that Sharaban may have indeed killed the victim. But why? Why kill a young woman who looks like you, and for what reason? After escaping her parents, Sharaban colluded with her boyfriend, Shakir K, to fake her death. To make it convincing, they planned to look for someone who looked like Sharaban. And to create this elaborate attempt, which major news sources have named the Doppelgänger murder, Sharaban contacted several people who looked like her through several social media accounts. Attorney General Veronica Grieser says, "It has been confirmed that the accused had contacted several women via Instagram before the act who seemed to look similar to her. It can be assumed that the suspect wanted to go into hiding due to internal disputes with her family and fake her death. In a bid to get someone who looked like her, Sharaban stumbled on Khadija's page. She fitted the description she wanted, and most importantly, they looked alike. After making sure she was a nice fit, Sharaban allegedly texted Khadija on the 9th of August 2022. In the message, she told the victim that she had been chosen to feature in a music video by the German rapper, Loon. This seemed suspicious to Khadija, who felt an offer like this should come from the rapper herself, or someone who officially represents the rapper. To be sure, Khadija contacted the rapper through a voice message. "I hope you can see it, my message, and answer me because I'm very, very unsure. It would be really cool if you could tell me if it's real or fake," she said. "It's fake, sister. Don't answer," Loon replied. After this failed, Shahraban used another social media page to contact Khadija and lure her with a deal about cosmetics, Bild reported. She knew Khadija was a beauty blogger and would be inclined to seal a deal that meant more beauty products. Unfortunately, Khadija fell for this, and it led to her demise. On the day of the crime, Shahraban met her boyfriend, Shakir K., and they drove her Mercedes west of Ingolstadt around the greater Heilbronn area to pick up unsuspecting Khadija. As expected, she was there waiting to meet Shahraban. The police believed that they headed to Ingolstadt, and along the way they stopped in a secluded area. Here, they lured the victim to a wooded area where they attacked her. Khadija was stabbed so much that she was unrecognizable, says NY Post. A police spokeswoman also said, "The victim was killed with more than 50 stab wounds and her face was badly injured. That was brutal in the extreme." After stabbing the victim to death, Shahraban and her accomplice then drove to Ingolstadt, where they abandoned the car close to the Danube River, near Shakir's flat. They wanted the residents or police to find it to ensure that their attempt to fake her death was successful. Although the police discovered the body, they were not fooled. Soon enough, Shahraban and her boyfriend were soon picked up. For her parents, it was a mixture of emotions. According to Bild, Shahraban's father said, "The police came to us and said, 'Good news, your daughter is alive. We were so happy, we thought she was dead.'" Imagine their surprise and shock when they found out Shahraban had been arrested for murder instead. Later, the police went back to the site where the body was discovered, in a bid to find the murder weapon. While many knives were found around the premises, the murder weapon was nowhere to be found. Fortunately, this doesn't stop Shahraban from being charged with murder. Damning evidence was found on her phone, and this was enough to learn about what she planned. Through text messages on her phone, the police found out that Shahraban and Shakir only met a few times before she convinced him to aid her in faking her death. After the deed was done, the messages indicated that Shahraban was thrown into a frenzy as she tried her best to get a fake passport to leave the country. Shakir also had plans to leave for Luxembourg. Unfortunately for Shahraban, the police were already closing in, and this led to her arrest. At the point of arrest, Shahraban was wearing the victim's top and holding an expensive handbag. This is quite a rare case, and a professor of criminology attested to this by saying, "This case is very unusual, because females make up 10% or less of homicide cases. Female-on-female cases are even rarer. Committing a murder in order to fake one's own death? I have never come across a homicide of this kind before." With the information released, both Shahraban and Shakir have been charged with murder. Prosecutors have a list of 190 witnesses who are set to appear in court to testify. Also, both Shahraban and Shakir have appeared in court to deny the charges against them. Khadija's father was also present in court in a bid to see the killers of his child brought to justice. In an interview with Bild, he said, "I owe that to my daughter. I want to know why my child had to die." However, court proceedings had to be brought to a halt, as defense lawyers claimed that a fair trial was not feasible. They said new evidence had been submitted by prosecutors, and this evidence had to be examined first. This new evidence revealed that Shahraban had allegedly tracked down a killer and paid her the large sum of 5,000 euros to assassinate the brother of her ex-husband. Shakir is also alleged to have paid an inmate in Doppelgänger prison to deliver a list of people he wanted killed. The list contained 13 names, which indicated the ones who needed to be killed and the ones who needed to be injured. Also, prosecutors have reported the discovery of an abandoned broken phone believed to have been ditched by Shahraban after committing the act. It was an extraordinary case that required all the investigators' skills. We don't have a case like this every day, especially with such a spectacular twist. On the day we found the body, we did not expect it to develop like this, police spokesman Andreas Eikele said. In court, the jury chairman Konrad Klicht has said that the trial might last until the end of June. If found guilty, Shahraban K. and Shakir K. might spend the rest of their lives in prison. Time will tell as this strange case continues to develop. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with more true crime videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.